No, I'm just asking from generally. So in foundation courses, what are the different topics we have go through? So that is nothing but Linux OS, and then about database, and about front end development, that is HTML, CSS, JS, and then fourth one is Java programming. In a Java programming, so this is very important. Why? Because you will be getting a more opportunity and also a good package for this Java. So if example, if you are trying for any kind of internship, so you are in third year and second year, right? If you are applying for any kind of internship, then it will be really useful for you. Okay, so that's why we have included this programming, Java programming in your syllabus. Okay, so let's see how we can work with this Java. So let me create one new project. So basics which we already discussed, right? So basic in the sense how to create a project and um, like let me repeat it. So what is JDK? What is JVM? What is JRE? I hope everyone is clear with it. Or do you want a recap for all the basics things? Do you want a recap, or we can get into the code? Because it's already one more. So we didn't have any sessions on the past week, right? So that's why I'm asking you. Can we have a refresh, or can we move on to the topics? So can we move on to the topic then? So we don't want the basics, right? Okay, let me also. Okay, so what are the topics we have discussed in Java is, so what is Java and why we need Java? So if you want, I can also show you. Okay, let's have. So what are the basics, right? So introduction. So introduction is nothing but, so this is about Java. So let's have a recap then. So Java introduction, what is Java? So Java is a simple programming language for writing, compilation, and debugging. A program is very easy in Java, and it helps to create a reusable code. And Java has a more features. What are the features we have for this Java? The main important thing is platform independent, open source, multi-threading, more secure, portable, platform independent. Sorry, it has been repeated, right? Okay, what does platform independent means? So what is platform independent, guys? In the meanwhile, you can also put the answer in the chat box, okay? So what is platform independent? What is called platform independent? So this is the description, okay? During the compilation, the Java program is not straightly we'll be using a Java program. So it will be converting that into what? Bytecode. Okay. Using the bytecode, we can run the application to any platform. We can use that bytecode even if you are using it. Yes, exactly, Venkatesh. It can run on any platforms. Okay, Windows or Mac or any Linux distributions. And what is open source then? So open source means a program in which a source code is available to the general public for use or for a modification from its original design at a free of cost. So this mainly the industries are focusing. Why? Because so multiple developers will be working on it, right? They will be finding this is the error, it's in your program, and a lot of commands they will be getting, right? So for from that, that particular brand, they will be they will be changing the things in the public modification. Okay. And what is called multi-threading? So multi-threading means Java supports multi-threading. It enables a program to perform several tasks simultaneously. Okay. So it enables a program to perform a several tasks at the same time. So more secure. So why it is more secure than it provides a virtual firewall between the application and the computer. So it doesn't guarantee unauthorized access. Okay. Portable means write once and run anywhere. That is a concept. So what is terminologies? JDK, JRE, JVM. JDK means Java Development Kit. If guys, if you want to work with Java, then you need to download this JDK Java Development Kit. Okay. So from the online, you can download it. So already we discussed, right, how to download JDK. So if you are not remember, let me also show you. Okay, this is a JDK download. If you click on this, you can see the latest version. So if you want, I can also save this. Okay. Okay. So this is the link for JDK download. And you need to choose Windows. And here we have compressed archive, an installer, and MSI installer. Okay. Here you can choose the installer or you can go with the compressed file. Clear? And then for Eclipse, for a software, you can download from this link. Okay, let me also put it in the chat box. Okay, clear? So you need to click on this download so that it will get downloaded. And after this, so first one is you need to download JDK version, JDK on your PC. And once it is done, you need to set the path. Okay, and set a path. So where? In a environment variable. Okay, so where it is? So it is in, if you type environment, okay, here you need to go to the environmental variable and you have to choose this one. Okay, let me click on edit Java to give Java, and where your program, that is JDK, have been stored, that you need to copy and paste here. Okay, so if this is done and come here also you need to do the same thing. Clear? I hope everyone is clear with this one, how to work with this Eclipse and Java and then this one. Okay, so here are the links, you can follow this. And next is, so you've done with this. Yes, this is called as about JDK. So now the version has been changed, so we don't want to use this 1.8. And JRE, what is JRE? JRE is nothing but once you download the file, okay, once you create a project, I have created a project called Java Fundamentals, right? If I go here and if you see two folders are being created here automatically, that is JRE. JRE means Java Runtime Environment. Here, there will be a set of library files will be automatically inside this folder. Why? Because whenever we are executing a Java programming, we need a set of libraries in the package, right? So that will be taken care of this JRE file. Okay, so that's why it is pre-installed or pre-defined inside the JRE file. So this is about JRE. It is a predefined class file library files. So what does then JVM, Java Virtual Machine? Java Virtual Machine means it is mainly used to allocate the memory and compiling. So what it will do? So the process will be very simple in JVM. So let me also show you the PPT so that from the from the diagram you can understand so how it is going to be. Okay. So first is JVM, Java program, Java bytecode, mission code, and the output is having. And JRE is JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine plus a class libraries. Okay. It provides a Java class libraries and Java virtual machine and other components that are required to run the Java applications. JDK means Java Development Kit is a software development kit required to develop the application in Java. So this contains what? The JDK contains GRE plus a compiler plus debuggers. Clear? Okay. Okay, now we will get into the basic programs. So I'll ask some questions so that we can confirm how many students are aware of it. So let me create a class file here and let me give here we are going to discuss about data types, which we already discussed, right? Data type. And also I can give a package name. It's good practice if you give the package name. So I'm giving as basics.com. Okay. I've created a package name and this is going to be data. So now, can you tell me what are the different data types we have discussed so far? What are the different data types in Java? Is what are the different data types we have? You can also put it in the chat box, ma. Well, no one have an idea? A float, we have a lot of, right? There are two different data types. Yes, that's a good answer, Bhumika, because whenever this question is passed to you, you need to explain in a detailed manner. Okay. So this is a primitive and non-primitive data type. Okay. So in a primitive, we have a predefined one like integer, byte, and we have short, float, and there are so many, right? And non-primitive data types, if you see array, and we have the other data types we have, right? So here we will discuss about the basics, how we can find the ranges of this by data types, how we can find the ranges. Okay, let's see. So to find the ranges, what we will do, we'll be giving a I don't know what ranges it's going to be take. So if you don't know the ranges, you need to give -2 to the power of n minus 1 and then 2 a plus of 2 to the power of n minus 1 minus 1. Okay. So how it has been calculated? So what is the value of 1 byte? So 1 byte equals to what? 1 byte equals to what is the value of 1 byte? What is the value of 1 byte? Again, tell it in the bits. How many bits it is going to be? 1 byte equals to how many bits? 8 bits, right? So it's going to be 8 bits. So now, so we'll consider a byte. Okay, so we are going to use a byte data type. So if it's going to be a byte data type, and we'll check the ranges. Okay, so -2 to the power of n minus 1 is what? 7. 2 and then plus 2 to the power of n minus 1, right? What is n minus 1? 7 minus 1. So what is the value is going to be minus, what is the 2 to the power of 7? 128, right? To 127, because 128 minus 1 is 127. So this is the range, right? So this is the how you will find the ranges for all the data types. Okay. So let me create one class, that is main method for this. Public void main, sorry, public static void main string arguments of. Okay. So this is a program is going to be, and now I'm giving a data type is going to be what, byte. In the variable name, let's take a is equals to 127. Okay, it is 127. I'm just printing the value. Okay, so here I'm giving the value to be 8. So if you run this program, we can see it is 127. If I give some value more than this, so it is out of range, right? If you give this, what it is showing, it is a error here. So if I run this program, we'll be getting an error. See here, so unresolved compilation error, type mismatch, cannot convert from integer to byte. Okay, so if I change this to integer data type, then it will work. If I'm trying to use this to be a short, it will work, because the short carries how many bytes? 2 bytes, right? So 2 bytes means 16 bits. So if you again calculate for it, you can identify what is the value is going to be. Clear, ma? About this data types, how we can find the ranges and everything? Yes or no? Any doubts from this data type? Okay, and what about others? Only Venkatesh is responding. What about the other students? Have you understood? Okay. So do you want me to discuss about the other data types also? It is similar only. So how we are doing it? Okay, for the float also, you will use the data type as float and the variable name and what is the float value. Okay. Okay, next we will, I think we have already completed about the control statement. So let me give one more example on this. As, and I'm creating a value for this control statements. Okay. So for the control statement, we want to print. So I think we have discussed this, how to print the even numbers. So just want to go through, guys, because these are the basic questions they will be asking you. Okay. But sometimes students may not answer. That's why I'm just, just refresh yourself. That's why I'm asking this question. How we can print the values, that is, if it is going to be even number, how we can print the even number values? You already just, sorry, ma. Okay, let me explain you. Okay, so how to print the odd number, that is even number. If it is going to be even number, what happens? You need to check whether we will get a reminder after, you know, giving a modulo to 2. So the variable name and modulo of 2 is equals to 0 means you will be getting a value to be what? You'll be getting a value to be even numbers. Okay. So let's say I'm giving a public static void main. Okay, inside this, I'm creating a one for loop. Okay, so let's take I is equals to, that is data type. First, we need to mention the data type. I is equals to 1 and I is less than or equals to 20. And then I increment. Okay, so inside this, I want to loop the value. How? if the condition, okay, the I is modulo of 2. If you're finding the even numbers, okay. So let me, here I'm giving a value to be what I. So okay, so this is how we can print it. Let me execute. So you can see all the odd numbers, that is even number, has been displayed. If it is going to be odd number, either you can use not equals to 0. Okay, it will print the even numbers, or you can use 1. It is not equals to, that is equals to 0 is equals to 1. Sorry, it is equals to 1 means it is also the same one. Even numbers. Clear? Clear, everyone? So this is a basic example for even numbers, how to print the even numbers using a control statement. And one more thing, if I want to count some value, then how we can do this? If I want all the numbers to be counted, then integer, let me give some variable name a is equals to, or let me give the variable. Okay, let's give it as a is equals to, I'm just giving this to be a 0 because I'm going to add some values, right? If it is going to be a string, then you will use empty spaces. If it is going to be an integer, then give a value to be 0. Clear? So this is how we will be doing it. And after this step, this is the loop, and if condition will be the same thing. But only one thing we need to change. What it is here, in the if loop, we need to mention. So this line, okay, here we need to mention the functionalities, right? So previous example, it is just going to print the value. So that is the reason we have given us just to print a value. But here we have some calculations, right? So if account plus I, okay, count plus I, or here we have given us A, right? So A plus I, that's it. So here we have, closed this, and here we are closing the for loop. So after that, I want that to be printed. I want to print A. So once all the values has been completed. So how it has been means, see here. So here A is equals to A plus I. A means 0. So we'll see the manipulations. So A is equals to A plus I. So first it will check what is the first condition. A is equals to, what is A value? A value is 0, right? 0 plus, what is the I value here? The first for loop will be 1. So here the A is equals to 1. Okay. Here the A is equals to 1. But here we are not going to terminate the value, right? So once a for loop, everything is completed only, we need a value. Then only it will print the value. Then second one is, so what is the A value then? 1. And plus, what is the I value? Once it is looped, it will check 2. Sorry. Here it is going to be what? Okay, this is an odd number, right? So it will go to the third condition. That is A is equals to 4. Okay, so like this, it will get incremented. Am I right? So what is the, okay. So like this, it will get incremented and then your value will be printed. So let's see. The value is going to be what? 100. Clear? Everyone understood till this? So now and then we'll discuss how we can create an input and output. Okay, how we can get input and output values. So let's see that. I hope till this everyone is clear, right? Any doubts as of now? Can I get some response, guys? Okay, thank you, Venkatesh. Okay, Prathan. Okay, so let's start. So let me create a basic input and output. So here I'm giving a class name going to be input. Okay, so this is my class name. Inside this, so if you are going to use a input statement, so let's go through the PPT once. We need to see operator. Okay, let me also discuss that. Okay, Java input and output. If it is going to be an input, we have three things: input, that is println, print, and printf. So printf here we are not using it because it is used in C and C++, right? So here we are not using it. So this is the thing we will use: println and print. Println means it will start in the next line. Okay, and so how we can get the Java input from the user end? So there are some steps we need to follow. First, we need to import java.util.scanner package, and then we need to create a object of the scanner class, and we can use an object to take a input from the user. Okay, these are the three steps we need to follow. So let's see how we can do it. Here I have a Java, that is class. So let me create public static void main. Okay, so this is my public static void main. So what is the first step? We need to import one package. What is the package name? Import java dot util dot scanner. Here we can give, or we can also do it later. So let me also show you how we can do this. First is scanner. We need to create, first is importing the package, the scanner package, and the second is need to create an object of a scanner class. Okay, I'm creating an object for a scanner class, new scanner of. So inside this, we need to mention system dot in. Okay, so here, if you click on this, it will import the scanner package automatically. So here, I'm sorry, this should be in a capital. Okay, yeah. So I have created the object of the scanner class, and I've imported the scanner. So what is the third step? So third step is you need to get the input from the user using a method by this object. Okay, I'm just giving us. Okay, so here I'm just giving the value to be like integer, variable name is b is equals to, I'm giving this to be input dot next integer of. Okay, sorry, this is going to be object, the method name. Okay, so here you are using object name. This is next integers to get the input from the user. Okay, so the next is once the user is entering the value, you can display it, right? So this is so. Here I'm giving the value to be you entered B. Clear? Run this program. I type something, some integer. So it is showing like you entered 67. Okay, give me 1 minute, guys.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, now so this is how you'll be getting an input from the user. And if it is going to be a other data type, then what how we can change this coding? If it is going to be the other data type. So here we have given us integer, right? If I'm going to use the float and the other things, then how we can do it? If it is going to be a string or some other thing, how we can do this? So let's see. I hope everyone is in the session. Yes or no? Just show me thumbs up or say yes or no. Okay, thank you. Yes. So now the same scenario, okay, the same thing, but this is for integer, right? This is for integer. And if I want to use, want to get the floating input, then how comes? So how we can do this? We can use the same thing, but here we can it's for integers. Okay, these are the steps we need to follow. Let me copy this. Okay, here let me give the name to be float. Okay, and this place will change it as a float method. Okay, so if we hover this, what is the error? So we can make this as a different variable. So f. So yeah, forgot to mention this is for a float data type. You can give it as a float data type. And what is the value is going to be here. Okay. So these are the steps. Then again, let me copy this. Floating, that is for a double. If it is going to be a double input. Okay, what is the difference for floating and double? The bytes difference, right? So that is for 4 and we'll be using this for 8, right? The double here, enter a double value, and this is going to be a double. We should not use a capital to change your float. Okay, so you can identify this going to be a keyword. The keyword will be in some dark pink or maroon color. Okay, and then here also we need to change the variable names. And here also next double method. And here this is a string input. Enter a text. Here you can directly give it as a next method. So here let me change this to string. Okay. Yes. That's all. So we'll run this program. So enter the integer. Let me give 90 and float value. It is asking for the float value. Let me give 6.70. Okay. I'm again giving 88.90. Okay. And then if suppose I'm giving some string value, let me give Rayalaseema College. Okay, you entered Rayalaseema College. Okay, this is how you'll be getting an input from the user. Clear? And then we'll see some operators. I don't know. Have we completed operator already? Yes or no, guys? Operators. What are the different operators we have in this one? That is in Java. So you want me to repeat or can I get some response, guys? So can we continue with the operators or we can skip it? So better we can do it again because most of them are silent. Before that, how to print the factorial numbers? How we can print the factorial numbers? How to print the factorial numbers? Repeat again. Okay, sure. I'll repeat it. Yes. What about the factorial numbers? Ma? How we can print the factorial numbers? What is factorial first? They give something 2. Okay. The loop is from starting from I to 2. The ending is 2. And what is the factorial value is going to be? Okay, let's see that. First, let me create main method. Okay. So here, previously while adding the values, what we have done, we have given the count to be 0, right? Here, this factorial is like a multiplication. If I multiply any value with a 0, what is the result? If I add some value, that is multiply some value with zeros, then what is the result? You'll be getting a value to be what? If I add, so if I multiply, like if I have 10 into 0, and what is the output? This is a mathematical question. 10 into 0 means what? What is 10 multiplication of 0? It is going to be 0, right? Great. So that is the reason for the initial, the factor is for multiplication only. So here we are going to add, we are going to give the initial value to be what? 1. So we are just taking some variable value to be 1. Then I want to find the factorial value for from starting from I till 8. Okay, and then I'll increment this value. So inside this for loop, here I need to mention this to be integer. Okay, and how we can add that is multiply this value. So the factorial logic formula is nothing but a is equal to a into 1. Sorry, the a into I. Okay, this is how we'll be printing the value. And after this step, so the I know after the for loop it get overs only, we need to move into a system.out.println. Okay, why? Because in the previous example also, after completing the for loop only, you need to give the printed statement. Clear? If it is going to be for loop, and if suppose there is no logic and um, whenever you try to give the value which is in the condition, then you can directly give the written value inside the if condition or what are the conditions you have. Okay, this is even for loop, the counting or the addition or multiplication, whatever it may be, you can go with the outer. Here I'm giving a value to be what? A. So now we will print this value. So here the value is going to be 4032. So how it has been given? So let's see. So what is the first A value? A is going to be 1 and I is going to be 1. And then if I have both the values, then we will go with this for loop condition, that is logic. Say is equals to 1 into 1. That is going to be 1 as a value. If I'm reducing this value to be 2, okay, let's say it's going to be 2. So within, after we're getting this 2 value, the for loop will get stop executing, right? So a is equals to what? Now the a value is 1 again, and I value is going to be what? 2. So a is equals to 1 into 2. You execute this value, we can see the value is going to be what? 2. If I use a 3 loops, that is 3 for loops, then here this is true, right? So a is equals to 2 and I is equals to what? 3. So a is equals to 2 multiplication of 3 is going to be 6. Okay, understood everyone? Any questions from this? Clear up, factorial. Okay. And the next is, let me create, let me create the another package for operators. Okay. So operators. This is operators. Operators, create a new class. First, I'm going to create the assignment operator. Okay. So this is for assignment. So assignment means what? Assignment means to assigning the value. Okay. So public static void main. Okay, this is a main method. First, let me create a variable. Okay. So let me create a is equals to some value and then integer of another value. That is variable name. For the first one, I've given some value, but the second one, I don't give any value for the variable. Okay. So let me create assign value using equals to. So variable a is equals to, so variable equals to a means, so this variable equals to a. So now the variable value is what? Now what is the value for this one? What is the variable value here for this one? What is the value for this one? So what is the value for this one? So variable equals to a. 4. Great. So it's going to be 4 now. And next, if assign value using equals to n plus. Example variable. So in real time, you definitely follow this as these kind of assignment operators. Instead of doing like this, variable is equal to variable plus a. Instead of doing this, what you will do is use plus a. So this means what? Variable equals to variable plus a. So this is the short form we're using. So now what is the value? Now tell me what is the value for this one? What is the value for this variable now? What's going to be the value for this variable? Yes, it's going to be 8. Okay. And if I use the asterisk, here I'm changing this to asterisk. Then if I run this code, okay, I didn't print any of this value, right? Okay. So is the error here. Okay, I'm sorry. So this you need to mention like asterisk equals to. Here also was the operator and then equals to. So now we will run this program. So now you can see first is 4 and second is 8. And here you have 8. And what is the A value? It is going to be 32. Clear? This is a simple example for the assignment. If it is going to be increment, we already discussed in our JavaScript also. If you want, I can also show you one more example on this. Okay, in the increment, how we can work with this increment operator? Let me create like static void main string. Okay, now I'm going to declare some variables. Let's take integer a is equals to some value and then b is equals to some value. Integer of okay, we have some 4 variables. Okay, so now first we will print the a value. First I'm printing the a value. So now I want to check the increment operator. How we can do this? First assigning the result 1 is equals to that is I want to increment it, right? So how we can increment this value plus plus a. Okay, here I'm doing the increment and then I will print the value to compare what is a and what is the result b. Okay, result 1. The same thing for this one also, but I'm using a decrement value. B, here also B, and here we are using decrement result 2. Okay, so this is how the value was going to be. So 30 and the 31. So here, okay, first is 30 and 31 is here. Okay, because this is a pre-increment. Pre-increment means it will increment it, right? And the value is going to be 30. That is 31. Here it is going to be 40 and this is going to be a 39. So decrement. Clear? So this is about what? Increment and decrement operator. Any doubts as of now? Any doubts, guys, from anyone? Any doubts? No questions? Let's proceed with the other operators like logicals. Okay, okay, fine. And create another class called logical operator. Okay. So this is a logical operator. So here, you guys have to tell me the answers. It's very simple. Create public static main. Okay. First, we will see about the AND operator. The AND operator, I'm giving some values. Okay, let me give 5 greater than 3. And I'm using ampersand 5. Let's say 8 greater than 5. You can directly give a value or you can assign any integer name, then you can define it. Okay, let me copy this. And ampersand 3 and I'm changing this value to be. Okay, and now or operator. So I'm changing this to be or operator. And here also the same thing. Okay, clear? This is OR operator. And one more thing, I'm using AND operator. It is a not operator. Let me copy this and let me change the value. It's not equal to 5 equals to 3. Then if I change this not equals to 5 is greater than 3. So now you guys have to tell me the answers. So what is the answer for this one? Yes, ma'am, what is the output for this one? So what answer, that is what output you will be getting for this AND operator. So AND operator means both the values should be true. So let's check 5 is greater than 3 and 8 is greater than 5. So this is true or false. So this is true and this is also true. And what will be the output? I hope my voice is audible to everyone, students. I, yes, the first one is true. Yes, good. True and this is false. Okay, clear? So let me check the output. Let's run this program. Here you can see the first value is true and the second is false because here we have mentioned like the 5 is greater than 8. That is not true. So here this is true and this is false. So both to combine together are getting an output to be false. And for the OR operator, this is greater than, that is 3 is greater than 5. And this one. So here we have one false and one true. But even this is going to be a true and true. And not operator, it is equal to 3. No, not. So then true. And here it is going to be false. Okay. So next is arithmetic operator. I hope you guys have already know about arithmetic operator. But if you want, I can show you one example for this arithmetic operator. Let's consider integer a is equals to and b is equals to, let me give some value, okay, 50. Okay, so like this we have created. First we'll see what is the addition operator. Addition operator, so a plus b. Okay, this is simple arithmetic operator. And the second one is subtract, multiplication, division, and we need to find the remainder, means we'll use model. Okay, so this is how we will be finding the values. Clear? And what is called as a relational operator. So now this is about arithmetic operator. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, divide, and modulo, finding modulo. Okay. And next is nothing but how to find the relational operators. Relational operators. Okay. For this one, again, we'll create some variables to find the values. The same thing like and the logical operator. The same thing like on a logical operator. So you're going to find some two conditions, then you can go with the logical, right? This is for a single condition. Let's see. I'm giving a value be to 10 and b is equal to some 20. Okay. So now Okay, so now this is space. So let me give the value to be just I want to find whether it is equals to A equals to B. Copy some more values. So to check the logical, okay, it is not equal to B and it is greater than B, is lesser than B, or lesser than or equals to. Okay, so like this we have given some values. Let's check the output. So first one is A equal to B. So A 10 equal to 20 is false. It is not equal to B. Yes, it is true. 10 is not equal to 20 and false. Why false? 20 is no, that is 10 is not greater than 20. So that's why it is false. Okay. So this is a simple way of giving a relational operator. Then now we'll see about ternary operator. What is ternary operator? Ternary operator means the same thing. It will find whether it is the condition is true or false. Okay. So let's see how we can do this. Let me give integer or some variable name. Okay. I'm going to check how many days or that is whether it is going to be a leap year or it's going to be a not leap year. Let me give a is equals to 29. Okay. And then string result. I'm using a ternary operator here. So how we can do this? Let me give a result, the variable name, and I'm going to give a condition. So what is the condition? If the A is equals to 28 means what happened? We are using question mark. If it is going to be true, then my first expression is going to be the output. What is the output? Not a leap year. Okay. If that is not going to be a true, then the second output will be displayed, a leap year. Clear? You can see it is saying us it's a leap year because it's not equal to 28. Clear? This is about the operators. Okay, next we will see about the array. What are the different ways we can, sorry, ma, we can give this array values. Can anyone tell me what are the different ways we can give an array and what is array first? Can we create a three-dimensional array here in Java? True or false? Krishnaveni, your camera's on, ma. Instead of collections, okay. Chapu Shiva. Yes. No, what is my question is, can we create a three-dimensional array in Java? Is it possible or not? Okay, let's see one simple example. How we can work with Java. Sorry, that is array. Let me create one more package. Sorry, the packages array class array. Okay. So now first we will discuss what is array. What are the advantages and why we need to go for this array. So actually this array is in a single variable. Okay, in a single variable, we can store a multiple values. So that is all about this this array. And what is the disadvantages we have is it supports only a similar data type. So that's a problem here. Okay. And one more thing, it is a fixed size. And then memory storage is high here. There is memory wastage is high. So these are the key points you can also make down of it, make a note of it. To overcome all these things, we go for what? Collections. Clear? So this is all about the array, a simple definition for it. So now we can create an array. So public static void main. So here we need to create an array. How we can create an array? First data type, and what is the variable name? New, and then integer of, let's take 5. So what is the array? Okay, let me create the values first. So a of 0 is equals to 730. Type mismatch cannot convert from integer of. Okay. Next is a of 1, 40, a of 2, 50, and a of 3, 60, and a of 4, 70. Okay. So this is how we will give a value. This is the first index. So array means the index starts from 0, right? From 0 to 4. So totally we have 5. So the 5 will be -1, right? So from 0 to 4 is the index value. So if you give the value, for example, if you're trying to give a value to be 5 equal to 80, then you will be getting an error. Okay, so while you are printing, you are trying to print the value, you will be getting an error. Okay, so next is how we can print this value. How we can print this value? By any guesses? Definitely, we need to find the length of this. Then only we can print all these values. How we can do it? So let's give. I'm just going to find the length alone. A dot length. Length. Okay. So total length is going to be what? It's going to be 5. Okay. If you want to print the value means how we can print this value? Using a for loop. So example, if I use enhanced for loop, okay, if I'm trying to print this value is an enhanced for loop, then for integer of, I'm just giving some variable name colon a. This is an enhanced for loop. Okay, this enhanced for loop used for mostly for the arrays. Okay. So let's give this code control space, and the value is we want to print the value of k. Here you can see easily it has been printed all the values. Okay. Now it is going to be a two-dimensional. Then how we can do this if it is going to be a two-dimensional? If it's going to be a two-dimensional array means you need to use data type and you have to use two parentheses, that is square brackets, and within the curly brace you can give a value. So value is like nothing but ing. Am I right? The value gets stored like rows and columns. So here, let me give 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, so 9. So we'll add some more values here and then we'll test. Okay. Here you need to give a variable, right? So next, if I want to find the length of the array, okay, here this is a of 0 and this is a of 1 and this is going to be a of 2. So we'll find what is the length of all these values. This O a of 0 dot length. So what is the length? 1, 2, and 3 length. Okay, if I print sorry, here again I'm trying to print the value of, add some more value here. Here I'm just giving a length. It's going to be the length. It's going to be 4. So totally we have 8 values in the third length. Clear, everyone? So how we can create a two-dimension? Two-dimension means 2 square brackets and the variable name, and you have to mention within a curly braces. Okay, value should be mentioned in curly braces. Clear? Understood, everyone? Okay, now we'll move on to the 3D dimensional values. So can I get some confirmations from you? Everyone understood? Yes or no? Fine. So if you get some background noise, I'm so sorry for that. Some background work is going on. Sorry for that. Okay, so this is going to be 3D array. 3D array means integer of, we'll be giving some, 3 square brackets. And then the variable name is going to be A. And inside this, we will create a set of values. Okay, so first a set of values. We give some values like as 9, 10, 11. Okay, in comma. So now again, I'm adding some more values here. Okay, so these are the examples of a three-dimensional array. I'll add one more value here. So this is how we'll be doing it. Okay, the same thing. And so this is, we have closed this, right? Okay. We have closed this one. Give semicolon. And after, how we can print all these values using a for loop only. Right? So in a for loop, you can give integer of. So that is, I'm going to print all the values. So first, I will take the array value going to be a array 2D using a that is enhanced for loop. We are trying to print the value. This is the variable name which you have created. This is nothing but this is the variable name. Okay, so this A holds the value of all these things, right? And then next to this for loop, integer of an array 1D, that is one dimension. So colon. So in this variable, I'm just going to hold all these values. So array 2D. Clear? Next, again, I'm creating one more the variable name as item and then array 1D. So all the values has been, looped together one by one. So now, okay, we will see how we can print up all these values. So you can see all the values has been printed one by one. So any doubts as of now, guys? Any questions? So now next we can we move on to the exceptions? How we can handle the exceptions? Create one new package. Exceptions. Okay. Create a new class. Okay. So first we'll understand what is exception and why we need to go for an exception. What is exception first? For error handling, we are going for this exceptions. Am I right? So in exceptions, we have two different types. Before, understanding or knowing about what are the different types of exception, we'll understand what is exception first. So exceptions is and like a error. Okay. So the program will terminate line itself. Okay. If you get any exception, the program will not exit further. It will show what is the error. Okay. So one example for it, let me create a public static void main. So inside this, I will create just printing some value. Okay, let me give a start. Giving some value divided by 0. Okay. And then here I'm giving 3 and 4 and this to be end. Let's run this. I'm sorry, ma. So here I'm sorry, I have given in the double quotes. So this is actually a value. If I run this, here you can see after this 2, you will get an error because we cannot divide any value divided by 0. 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 minute. Okay, ma. So understood. So after this, will not get any output or after in a execution. Why? Because here we can't divide any value with 0. Clear? So next we will see about what are the different types of exceptions we have. Now we understood what is exception. So exception is like an error. The program will terminate by the terminate the line itself. Clear? So next I'll create one more class. So let me give this to be arithmetic. That is the exceptions. Okay. So first we will see what are the different types of exceptions. In exceptions, okay, in exceptions, we have two things. One is unchecked, and the another one is called checked exceptions. So in unchecked exceptions, what are the different things we have? We have like arithmetic, and we have something called as null pointer exceptions, and then inputs mismatch exceptions and array index out of bound exceptions and string index out of bound exceptions, and then number. Actually, this should be in the camel case. Okay, this everything should be in a camel case. Number. So not a camel case, a Pascal case. Okay, exception. Clear. So this is how it will be. And what is called, checks example. Here, you have something called as input and output exception, SQL exception, and file not founded, found exception, and class not found. Okay, these are the different exceptions we have. So we'll see some simple example on all these things. So first we will see the arithmetic exception. So how we can handle the arithmetic exception, the same example which we have already discussed, no, the same example. So now let's keep the arithmetic exception. So we'll see about array index. That is array index out of bound array. So let me create a public static void main. So arguments of. So inside this integer data type, and let me create a variable name, a new integer of, I'm giving the same, the previous one example, right? So here I've given as integer of 4, but I'm trying to print a of 5. Then what is the exceptions we are getting? Array out of bound exception, index 5 out of bound for a length. Clear? So this is example for what? This one. Array out of bound exceptions. Clear? And now we will see how we can use this finally keyword. And one more exception is null pointer exception. So let's see what is called null pointer exceptions. We give a name here. Exception. Okay, what is null pointer exceptions? Here, let me change the name to be null. Okay, let it be the same thing, but understand the concept alone. Okay, class name we can change it later. Me delete this. Here, I'm assigning the string variable is equals to what? Null. It is going to be empty, but I'm trying to find the length of it. It is not possible, right? We don't have any value for this string. So a dot length of. What it is showing? Null pointer exceptions. Clear? This is called as a null pointer exceptions. And one more thing, if you're trying to use, try and catch exceptions, that is how we can handle. So let me give the definition first about try and catch. So what is try and catch? So if we get an exception, okay, try will throw the exceptions and the catch will catch the exception. Okay, we'll see one example on this. Let me create the same example. So let me give the value to be what? Start. Then I'm giving a try. Okay, inside the try, let me give the value to be what? 10 divided by 0. So this is an error, right? This is an exception. So this will be catched by, so it will throw the exception. This is catched by the catch exceptions. Okay. So what is the exception here? This is going to be an arithmetic. So I'm using arithmetic exception. E. So now you can give what is going to, it should print instead of terminating the program. Okay. So here I'm giving don't divide a value by a 0. Okay. So this is a catch exceptions. And next to this, I'm trying to print some other values. 4, 5, and then 8. Okay. So let's run this. Here you can see all the values has been printed. Clear? Am I any doubts from anyone? Any doubts? As of now, any questions? So we have other 4 minutes, right? So let me complete finally exceptions or how we can work with it, and then we'll take the attendance. Okay. Okay, fine. So next is, let me create one new class. Let me give a name to be final. So what is a finally first? Finally will execute always. It's like a do statement. Okay, it's like a do statement. The finally is. So, but it used in a different program, that is a logic. Okay. So finally will execute always whether the exception true or not. If it is going to be true or not, but still the value is going to be printed. Okay. If you give try to be finally, again it will show the exception. So let's see how we can work on this. Here I'm creating a public static main string arguments of. So inside this, let me give some value to be started. Okay. After this value, let me give 1, then 2. Here it's going to be 3. Okay. Here, let me give a try. So which we done already, right? The same thing. Copy that. Can try to. Okay, try. So inside the try, so let me give a 10 divided by 0. So this will throw an X options. So it will be catched by what? A catch exception. So catch of red. Look. So here also I'm giving And finally, if it is going to be true or if it is going to be false, it's not important here for the finally exception. So here it will print the value which is inside the block. Okay. So let's give some value here. This will, this is a final. Again, I'm giving some values here. I give the value to be 4, 5, and 8. If you run this code, you can see what happened. Don't divide the value by 0. And this is a finally. So it is executed defaultly. Always it will execute whether the exception is going to be true or not. Clear, everyone? About the basics? Any doubts as of now? So tomorrow, I think we can complete the this one, what it is, the oops concept and as well as the string. I think I have completed string. Yes or no? String buffer and what is called what is that? What is about a string buffer and literals and non-literals? Is it already completed for you? Literals and non-literals. Okay. So if you have any doubts as of now, you can just ask me.